Gervonta Davis becomes a two-time world champion, capturing the WBA super featherweight world title with a third-round TKO victory over Jesus Cuellar. Now, it was a pretty good performance by Gervonta Davis. Cuellar is not exactly elite, but this is world-level boxing. Davis did get caught a few times here and there, but you have to expect that when you're dealing with championship-level fights. He got to Cuellar's body in the second round and dropped him with a good body shot to the floating rib. In the third round, he managed to catch Cuellar again with body shots and some headshots, dropped him a couple more times, and the fight was waved off shortly afterwards. So, good performance by Gervonta Davis. The thing I'm more interested in, other than this performance, or more interested in than this performance, is Gervonta Davis's relationship with his promoter Floyd Mayweather. Because ostensibly there seems to be some tension between the two parties, with Floyd Mayweather in recent weeks saying that he's willing to put Gervonta Davis in with Vasyl Lomachenko next, and Gervonta Davis coming out refuting that, saying, I didn't agree to fight Vasyl Lomachenko anytime soon. So there appears to be some type of conflict or tension between Davis and Mayweather. Whether it's actually real, I don't know. It could be, maybe it's not. This is the world of entertainment at the end of the day. Yes, it's boxing. Boxing is real, but it's a form of entertainment. And when it comes to selling fights and selling fighters, there's a lot of theatrics that go on. There's a lot of fake manufactured beefs. There's a lot of promoters whispering in people's ears, telling them to flip over tables and throw chairs and stuff like that, and make it look as though you hate the opponent when you don't really. That kind of thing goes on. A lot of theatricality. So perhaps Mayweather and Gervonta Davis's beef between fighter and promoter is exaggerated, fake, I don't know. To be honest with you, it could very well be real, because Gervonta Davis is a young, hot-headed, ghetto kid. Mayweather has an ego. And when a young, hot-headed ghetto kid comes up against Mayweather, you have to imagine at some stage they're going to have some type of clash of personalities there, some type of clash of egos. It happened with Mayweather and Adrian Broner, you may remember. So perhaps it's happened with Mayweather and Gervonta Davis. I don't know. Gervonta Davis, to me, a lot of people compared him to Adrian Broner. I think he's actually more talented than Broner. I think he's going to go down as a better fighter than Broner long run, if, and this is a big if, he can keep himself on a straight and narrow in terms of taking the sport seriously. I think he's more talented than Broner. But personality-wise, I can see what people are saying. He's not as flamboyant as Broner in terms of his personality, but he has that kind of hard-headed, ignorant, ghetto kid type mentality at the moment. You know? So I can see that in him. But, and like I say, with that, there could potentially be a real beef with Mayweather. Who knows? So I'm interested to see what happens with that, only because I want to see Gervonta Davis fight the best in the super featherweight division. I want to see him in with Vasyl Lomachenko. Why not? He's a world champion, and he's been a world champion before. At that time, Floyd Mayweather protected him from Vasyl Lomachenko. Well, this time I don't want him to protect him from Vasyl Lomachenko. I want to see him fight Lomachenko. I've always said that if you are a holder of a world title, you are supposed to be taking on the best. That's what you're supposed to be doing, right? Otherwise, how can you call yourself a world champion? So I want to see him fight Lomachenko. Yeah? Hopefully, by whatever means, the fight comes off. Hopefully Mayweather was serious and that he is trying to match Gervonta Davis with Lomachenko, and hopefully there's nothing Gervonta Davis can do. I know that sounds mad cynical, but you know, I'd rather Gervonta Davis give up the belt if he don't want to fight Vasyl Lomachenko. Give up the belt. Give it to somebody who is willing to fight him, rather than just holding the belt hostage and calling yourself champion when you ain't willing to fight the best. So yeah, if he's holding a belt, it's the WBA. I believe Lomachenko's got what, the WBO? Has he also got another sanctioning body belt? I forget now. It's only the WBC who seem to be installing other champions as mandatory for their belts. So, yeah, it's unlikely that the sanctioning body, the WBA, is going to force Lomachenko on Gervonta Davis. But whatever the case may be, just as a selfish boxing fan, I want to see Gervonta Davis against Vasyl Lomachenko. Yeah, if he ain't gonna fight Lomachenko, give up that belt. Let somebody else fight. I know this is unrealistic talk I'm coming with right now. I'm just talking as an unrealistic, selfish boxing fan. That's the hat I've got on right now. The unrealistic, selfish boxing fan hat who just wants to see the best fight the best. I want Davis versus Lomachenko. So anyway, let me know what you felt about Davis's performance in the comment section below against Cuellar. It was a good performance. Davis is a powerful puncher. He goes to the body and head well. Short guy. One of the differences, when people compare him to Broner, he's a southpaw, obviously. Broner's orthodox. He's shorter than Broner. And he's got quicker feet than Broner. Broner really is a guy who is quite slow at getting around the ring most of the time. He plants his feet and he's not really that fleet-footed. For the majority of his career, he hasn't been anyway. Whereas Gervonta Davis, he's a bit more nimble than Broner. He can get around the ring and move and what have you when he needs to. And I think pound for pound, Gervonta Davis is probably a bigger puncher than Broner. Yeah, Broner, when he was at the lighter weights, was a good puncher, but he was so much physically bigger. His body just looked massive next to most of his opponents. With Gervonta Davis, you don't get that. He's going in there with guys who look bigger than him. And he's still blasting them out. So I think pound for pound, Gervonta Davis is a better puncher than Broner. And yeah, I just think he's more talented overall, as a talent. So anyway, let me know how you feel about this in the comments, people. It's happening. I'm out.